Honey, it is a gorgeous spring day outside. Look at these beautiful gardenias. I wish you could smell them. Now, I have many hobbies, and I have to say gardening is one of my favorites. And honey, speaking of gardening, that's what I plan to do all day because it is going to be a gorgeous sunny day. And because I'm going to be outside all day, that doesn't mean I need to be in the kitchen all day. Grab one last scent, honey, and it's off to the RV kitchen we go. Ooh, yeah, smells almost as good as me. Alright, y'all, let's see what cheap, easy, and delicious meal we're gonna make that's gonna keep us out of the kitchen and mostly in the yard. Tonight, we're gonna go with Crockpot lasagna. Now, I'm gonna make it even easier than an actual lasagna. In a microwave-safe bowl, I've got about 2 tablespoons of butter that I've got mixed in with about a half a tablespoon of minced garlic. That's the jarlic, but use 3 to 4 cloves if you use fresh. Pop it in the microwave, let it go for a couple of seconds, give it a good stir, and then you're gonna add in about a 1/4 cup of fresh pesto, some onion powder, and then we're gonna add in a little black pepper and a dash or 2 of salt. And then, of course, some chili flakes because, we like a little spice in our life. Now, what we're building here, honey, is the sauce that's going to be going in between the layers. Now, don't get me wrong, I love myself a good pot of homegrown tomato sauce. Hours on end of stirring and tasting and, well, honey, you get the idea. But you know what I love more than a homemade sauce? One that I've caught on sale, because I know a few tricks that would make you think it was homemade. Now, in that mixture of flavor we got going on, we're going to dump in 2 jars of pizza sauce, but honey, you can use anything. And then we're going to give that a nice, beautiful mix. Ooh, look at that basil mixing in there. And then you're just going to take and set that to the side, honey. Of course, if you've warmed up some bread, by all means, just run it through there. And yes, honey, this trick works with Alfredo sauce, too. Ooh. All right, we're going to grab ourselves another bowl, and then we're going to dump in 1 container, it's a 24-ounce container, of some cottage cheese. I'm going for the small curd, but honey, it doesn't matter, because what we're going to do is I'm going to break out my blending wand, and we're just going to give that a little magical stir. Now, if you have a food processor or whatever, you just go right on at it. Now, I've rated my cheese drawers, and I found that this was fixing to head south, so we're just going to go ahead and use this cheese on up. Trust me, honey, it's going to do nothing but add a wonderful flavor. And if it don't, well, honey, that's what this 200 pounds of Parmesan cheese is fixing to do. Honey, just let your ancestors measure. But if you had to go with a good guess, I would say at least a half a cup. 1 cup if you were heartbroken, 1.5 if you're just in a good mood. Oh. A little salt, a little black pepper, and a good pinch of some parsley because greenery is always nice. Use fresh if you got it, honey. Now, you're going to give that a good old mix, and you're going to think, well, what in mashed potato mess have I made here? Trust the process, darling. Now, you're going to set that to the side, and then we're going to go ahead and break out our crock pot. We are moving right along with dinner, aren't we, honey? Now, first layer, honey, you're going to add down some of your homemade tomato sauce, and then we're going to break out some frozen cheese raviolis. I know, brilliant. And what we're going to do is we're going to put down a layer over that homemade, not so homemade sauce. Don't worry about being perfect here, honey. As long as you make it into the crock pot, everything's going to be good. And then you're going to take and just add another little layer of sauce. And then, of course, some ravioli on top of that. Now, on top of that, we're not going to add sauce. We're going to add in our delicious cheese mixture. By the way, honey, if you have ricotta or the extra money to spend on ricotta cheese, well, you can totally just use that too. Give it a good smear, and honey, you're ready for the next layer of ravioli. Now, keep in mind, honey, you can do whatever you want with this recipe. So maybe you want to change it up and add some greenery. Well, on top of that lovely cheesy mixture, I would add on some fresh spinach. That would be nice. Or even artichoke hearts, or if you're feeling real naughty, add both. Now, no matter how you layer it and what you add or take away, you just want to make sure that you do finish off with some sauce. Because one, that will add a wonderful wet surface for your cheese to stick to. And the other thing is that this is going to cook in itself, and you don't want the top to dry out, and that sauce will kind of help with that. I'm just going to finish this off with a little garlic powder and then maybe some Italian seasoning because that would be a nice little bit on top. And of course some parsley. But honey, again, just do this however you want to. The point is you just got to get something in this crock pot so that you can get back outside. Now, there's 2 ways to cook this, honey. You can cook this for 3 hours on high, or you can cook this for 6 hours on low. I myself like a 5 to 5.5 hour on low. As long as it's piping hot in the center, baby, it should be good to go. And just look at how it's all bubbly and cheesy. Ooh. Honey, this is one of those dishes you could take to a potluck get-together and everybody be raving over it. Where they pick that dish so clean you ain't even gotta wash it. Well, you know what I mean. Well, honey, I am tired from being outside all day, so I'm gonna get you a nice little bite here, and I know you're gonna want some of that cheesy center. So until next time, honey, I will see y'all back at the RV kitchen. Oh, it's hot. Blow on it, baby.